himself, and he's totally bought in.
See the numbers on Lindsey so far this season. A look at our Buffalo Wild Wings starting lineups for the Wildcats. Sanjay Lumpkin tonight is 100th career start. The guy that Chris Collins says at the heart and soul at 7-2. And the opening tap is controlled by the Cougars. And Chicago State will start. The Cougars 3-6 so far this season.
You see a lot of motion by Chicago State. I think they're going to try to shorten the game up a little bit, try to lower the number of possessions to give themselves a chance. So a lot of time taken in each possession by the Cougars.
Cougars don't have a ton of size. They rely on the perimeter shooting here tonight. 5 to shoot, and Vic Law got his hand to the passing lane, and it'll stay with the Cougars, and no reset of the shot clock. 3 to shoot as Chicago State will get the ball back. Tracy Dildy is the head coach with Chicago State. And 3 to shoot. And this is Palmer. The floater outside the paint fell off, and Lumpkin the rebound. McIntosh the push. He finds Law all the way. He lays it in.
Wow. Quick turn of events just off of the defensive rebound. A couple passes, and Northwestern ends up with an easy layup.
Ryan McIntosh averaging about 5 assists per game as the Cougars turn it over. As we go back to the transition bucket a moment ago.
Watch it does not hit the floor. That out 1, 2, and Vic Law's down at the other end of the bucket. That's really heads-up play by Northwestern, taking advantage of poor defensive balance by Chicago State.
Northwestern coming off a win on Sunday here against New Orleans. This is McIntosh for 3. His shooting's been off so far this season, especially from beyond the arc. Just 6 made threes all year, shooting just 25% from 3.
Yeah, and that's not like Bryant. And I think Northwestern's fortunate because they're having more point production from Lindsey and Law, and so it hasn't shown up as much. But in terms of conference play, Corey, he's going to need to be more accurate.
Chris Collins saying today that he is that pass-first mindset with that point guard, but yeah, come Big Ten play especially, needs to be more offensively driven.
Yeah, because he can take a lot of pressure off of his teammates, and when he's got the ball in his hands and he's looking to score and be aggressive, that just spaces the floor.
Lumpkin left that 3 short. The tap out comes out to Scotty Lindsey. He catches and shoots and knocks it down. A 47% three-point shooter, and the Wildcats lead by 2.
Best time to shoot a 3, and offensive rebound when the defense is scrambling. Good job by Scotty Lindsey. Stepped up with a lot of confidence. And a
16-point game here on Sunday. 13 of those 16 came in the opening half. Also in that game, the Wildcats forced 21 turnovers. This is Palmer cut off along the baseline. And now Sims leaves it for Palmer, blocked by Benson, the freshman. McIntosh, the bounce. Here's Law going high, and it fell out.
Looked like he wanted to dunk that, and then at the last second, turns around, turns it over, and tries to do a finger roll. That's a tough angle to make that play.
Palmer lowers the shoulder on Lumpkin. Somehow found Spear along the baseline. That was blocked. And now it's Lindsey. And there's contact inside, and a blocking foul will be called on Chicago State. They're going to get Brian Green, transfer from Florida Gulf Coast. And there is Tracy Dildy.
Chicago State foul number 35, Brian Green.
Well, nice block by Benson without fouling. Lindsey pushing. Boy, they were fortunate that time. I thought Lindsey was out of control, Corey.
Saw Green outside the restricted arc. Still a block call nonetheless. McIntosh leaves it for Benson, and he is fouled by Spear. So Barrett Benson, freshman, 6'10", 240. He'll play some more with injuries impacting the Northwestern team right now, most notably involving Benson. No Derek Pardon again tonight.
Yeah, Derek Pardon, out right now. But, in terms of if you're going to get that type of injury, Corey, for this ball club, you see Derek right there in the Northwestern polo. If you're going to get this type of injury, this is the time to do it. It's right before conference play. They're going to reevaluate him at the beginning of conference play, and so I think they can weather the storm right now. They've got this one tonight and a tough one against Dayton on Saturday.
Benson knocks down 2 free throws. As a team, Northwestern vastly improved as a team from the free throw line. Chris Collins saying earlier today that Just the right guys are getting to the free throw line this year.
Well, and I think that's increased experience and knowledge of who needs the ball at what time during the shot clock. When you get to put the ball in the hands of your guys that are creators, they tend to be more confident at the line.
Green cut off along the baseline, forced to pass to Spear. Last touch by Sanjay Lumpkin. It will stay with the Cougars in 3 to shoot.
I love the pace that Northwestern started the game with. Just active, pushing every time. Very communicative on defense.
Western playing good D overall this season. Tough shot there from Green, an air ball, and that'll be a shot clock violation. That defensive pressure, that is something that Chris Collins told us earlier today, that, and you look at the numbers as to where the Wildcats rank in the conference in several defensive categories, that's been a strength.
Yeah, it has to be, because they're not as big inside with Pardon out injury-wise, but they're long on the perimeter. And so you've got Lindsey, you've got Lumpkin, and you've got Law, who can all rebound, defend, and create. Well, not Lumpkin creating, but the other two can definitely create.
Oh, the miss. Lumpkin try to keep it alive, and last touch by Northwestern. And the Cougars will have it, trailing by 4. Vic Law, the top 10 in scoring, along with Scotty Lindsey, to make nearly 16 per game.
And this young man right here, Sims, will look and pull at any time that he has the basketball. Their leading scorer, the sophomore, North Lawndale High School, led CPS in scoring in high school, so he's a guy that's accustomed to getting a high number of shots.
Surpassed 500 career points earlier this season. Shot clock again, winding down. Green leans into the foul line, got his own rebound, and kick it back out. This is Sims, and he walked. Turnover on Chicago State, and that'll take us to a timeout. Northwestern, a perfect 10-0 all. Hot dog on this frigid night. It'll be inside Welsh Ryan Arena, 7-3, Northwestern.
Chicago State putting on a little bit of token pressure that time, just to not really designed to come up with a steal, but take some time off the shot clock.
Sanjay Lumpkin in the corner to McIntosh with 10 to shoot. McIntosh, the floater off the side of the backboard. Good defensive sequence that time from the Cougars.
It looked like they changed up a little bit. They had a matchup zone, and then midway through the possession, they went man-to-man. So trying to keep Northwestern off balance, those changing defenses.
Cougars have hit 1 of 6 so far from the field. This is Anthony Eves. His first touch, 6'2" sophomore from Louisville. Now Palmer against McIntosh. Along the baseline, pass forced, and another turnover.
It's the second time Palmer's made a poor decision with the basketball, the shot clock running down.
Sanjay Lumpkin for 3. And Lumpkin chases down his own rebound. Nice hustle there from the senior. Now Lindsey, too strong, thought there was contact, and we play on.
That was great hustle there by Sanjay Lumpkin, something that he's hung his hat on his whole career here at Northwestern.
Sanjay tonight is 100th career start. It's Brian Green. Now Palmer over Lumpkin, and it goes for Trayvon Palmer. 38% three-point shooter, averaging nearly 14 per game.
Man, he's a pretty good offensive rebounder as well. Second in Chicago State history in terms of offensive rebounding. So it's an active guy, unique talent who is strong on the glass, but also able to knock down a long-range jumper.
Palmer's last 5 games is averaging a double-double. Spun out for Vic Law. Needs the rebound.
People may be wondering there was contact there, but the defender went straight up and down. That's a new emphasis in college basketball this year, where the defender can go. If you challenge with your hands straight up and there's contact, there's no foul.
There is Tracy Dildy, a guy you know awfully well.
Yeah, I've known Tracy since high school, King High School. And he had a really good career at UIC and then went right into the business and has done extremely well. And, you know, some other stops besides the Chicagoland area. Worked with Mike Davis, who I played with in the CBA. So a lot of connections in this small game of basketball.
Not just the head coach, but also the interim AD with Chicago State. Lindsey up top for 3. Lumpkin had good position inside, and he was fouled on the floor. That was all Sanjay inside. He was not going to let a Cougar grab that rebound.
Chicago State foul number 2, Clenny Owens.
It's on Clenny Owens. Wildcats have missed their last 7 shots. Lead by 1. Isaiah Brown, the freshman.
Isaiah Brown is one of those guys that he's the all-time leading scorer from his high school, Corey. So he never sees a shot he thinks he can't make. A lot of times that goes contrary to what Coach Collins would prefer.
Lakeside High School in Seattle surpassed more than 2,300 points. That was a season for Stephen Bardo.
Yeah, right. On my nerve hoop in my room growing up. That was about it.
Northwestern foul on Gavin Skelly, junior from Westlake, Ohio. Skelly's played well.
He has, Corey. And the thing is, you see these guys that are juniors, a couple seniors on the floor. They've been in the program for a while now. They know what to expect. It takes time to rebuild a program.
Lindsay, the block on Eves. Here comes Scotty Lindsay. The bounce to Sanjay Lumpkin with the left hand.
I love the way Northwestern is trying to run each possession, whether it's a defensive rebound, whether it's a steal. They're pushing the tempo. They have the personnel on the floor to do that as well.
Wildcats have blocked 3 shots already tonight. And a whistle away from the ball. 3-second violation, I believe. Or perhaps a foul. Now, they're going to get a foul on Deontay Simmons, Chicago State junior from Detroit.
Scotty Lindsay doesn't look long, Corey, but he is. And all that. It's very rare when you see a guard go and block a jump shot without fouling. Scotty Lindsay has that ability. Can leave the floor later than the offensive player and still come up with the play.
Lindsay's 6'5", 210.
Nathan Taphorn in the game as well. Another guy who starting to get those minutes that they're in foul zone had.
Palmer, the big block on Vic Law. 1 possession game. Fred Sims, this for the tie, and it goes for Fred Sims Jr. And the Cougars pull even. Cougars have hit 3 of 4 from beyond the arc.
Well, Chicago State's going to play hard. They're undersized. They might be undermanned, but they're not going to lack for intensity. Tracy's teams always play hard, and they play together. And that's what you're seeing here early in this game.
In their matchup last year, the Cougars hit just 1 3 in 19 attempts all night. So far, they've connected on 3. And Scotty Lindsay puts the Wildcats back on top by 2.
Well, that three-point shot is a great equalizer. You're an undersized team or you're undermanned. If you can knock down the 3 consistently, you can keep yourself in a ball game.
Sims, the fadeaway, tough shot, left it short over Law, but the offensive rebound to Chicago State and Clemmy Owens. Simmons trying to post up, Taphorn inside. Instead, the Cougars bring it up top with ease.
You need to get the ball to Simmons. He's working his tail off, getting pretty good position, but not seeing the rock.
Owens on the drive is fouled. Manager, college football development from the New Era Pinstripe Bowl, and John will join us at halftime to talk about what fans can expect if they're going to check out that game at Yankee Stadium in just a couple of weeks.
You know what? I think, bowl games typically especially for Midwest teams, and it's in warmer locations. But I tell you what, being in New York City, that's pretty cool, man. I would love to have been in a situation like that. Now, don't get me wrong, I won't turn down warm weather, but the Big Apple, man, you can't beat that.
Nathan Taphorn knocks down the 3. He was doing plenty of that on Sunday to win here against New Orleans.
It's all about mental confidence for Nate Taphorn. He's got the ability. He's strong. He can shoot the 3. He'll compete. It's just whether he is locked in mentally and has the confidence to step up and make plays.
Career high 18 points. And win here on Sunday, 6 rebounds as well. 5-point game. Here's Brown. Rolling around, Skelly's tap. No, Skelly again. There's the strength inside that Skelly did not have in prior years. These numbers, first 5 games, not much. The last 4 games, and he's doing this, Stephen, coming off the bench, and that's what Chris Collins wants.
Yeah, certain guys that play better off the bench than starting the basketball game. I think he's one of them. And so getting a lot of production out of he and Nathan Taphorn.
Cougars answer with 3 from the corner from Clenny Owens, a 40% three-point shooter.
Northwestern already, sorry, Corey, has 5 offensive rebounds. That's really giving them a lot more opportunity.
Skelly with the miss. I was going to say all 12 points for the Cougars on 4 threes.
So relying on the three-point shot, a lot of times if you don't have good balance and you go cold, go through extended scoring droughts.
Brian Green off the Palmer screen. Palmer now, the bounce inside. Good look, but Taphorn recovered. But there, after losing it once, was Simmons. And Deontay Simmons on the second crack got it to go.
You can see Chicago State runs good stuff on the offensive end. They space the floor well, dribble penetration, pocket pass for an easy layup. Chicago State playing some inspired basketball.
McIntosh drains the three. Just his 7th made 3 all year.
Such great ball movement against the zone. Anytime that ball gets inside and it pops back out, good things happen.
And this to go the other way. Foul is going to be on Deontay Simmons. And that's going to be the second for Simmons. And the 15th foul.
Good job once again. You're seeing Brian McIntosh. You referenced his struggles from three-point land. And these are the type of games where you can work on that. You can start to get some confidence. And not that they're taking Chicago State for granted at all, but it's an undersized squad. And you see Brian starting to feel good about his shot.
Just fell out. I don't think Chris Collins, though, minds that shot there from McIntosh.
Well, it looked like Spear, Chicago State center, got matched out on him. And so they were like, all right, forget the play. Just let Brian McIntosh go one-on-one. And so, you know, when he's got the ability to recognize that and take over in that situation, I'm sure Coach Collins appreciates that.
Sanjay Lumpkin comes out high to defend Fred Sims Jr. 1 to shoot, and they don't get it off. We've seen that a few times here in the first half. A late shot clock, and the Wildcats will get it back. On the Eastern Shore, the Wolverines hit 19 threes in the win over Central Arkansas last night. Northwestern women's basketball team. We thank them for helping us with our promotion in sweatpants here tonight.
Yeah, and you're going to need some long johns with those sweatpants, buddy. I'm telling you, if you're anywhere near Chicago, hopefully it warms up a little bit.
McIntosh tried to set up Lindsey. It was tipped by Owens. It'll stay with the Wildcats at 16 to shoot.
Yeah, some great games, and the doubleheader in Chicago. Northwestern versus Dayton, Illinois versus BYU. Those are 2 games, in my opinion, along with Notre Dame and Purdue and Butler in Indiana, that have national perception attached to those games. The Big Ten can do well with those. That helps the league overall.
3 to shoot for Scotty Lindsey. He has to let it go. He does off the spin and rattled out and spear the rebound.
That's still a high percentage shot, even though it doesn't drop. Lindsey gets inside a 15-foot, uses elevates, uses his height. It's a pretty high percentage shot for him.
Wildcats only 7 of 23 from the field. Sims with Lindsey in his face misses the 3 and Lumpkin the rebound.
Ooh, I thought they had Skelly inside.
Instead, Vic Law knocks down the 3. Law with 5. On his 22nd made three-point shot this season.
Start to see Northwestern danger zone for Chicago State. Northwestern starting to find some rhythm on the outside. Getting some really nice action and have already forced 8 turnovers. They're getting extra possession.
Green the missed 3. Sims the rebound. This is Spear, the left-hander, from the free throw line. And Skelly goes up high and rips it down. Wildcats improve shooting. Last few trips down the floor. Can Law hit it again? And Skelly tumbles over Palmer, but no whistle.
Still like that look for Law on the 3. Knocked down his last one. Feeling good about himself.
Palmer up top. Tapped out, and Lindsey dribbles it away. From Green, here's Long. Contact inside, and count on a blocking foul and one for Vic Law.
Well, Vic Law going full speed. He's able to change directions on the defense. Gotta watch here. If he's going directly to the hole, he's able to switch sides. Looks like Palmer got to the side of him, trying to draw the contact. Vic Law strong enough to finish.
Well, game high 7 so far. What do the Wildcats have with Law this season that they did not with him out last year?
Well, you got a guy who can go get his own shot. You got a great defender on the wing, another guy that can rebound. And Vic Law's not a selfish guy. He's not a high-volume shooter, Corey, so he can share the basketball when he doesn't have his opportunity. So it takes a lot of pressure off Bryant McIntosh to really control the offense and try to score. Just so many more options with Vic Law on the court.
9-0 run, largest lead, and again the shot clock is winding down here for Green. 3 to shoot, and Sims the double dribble. It's happened a few times here for Tracy Dildy and the Cougars. The shot clock getting late, and you see some panic kind of set in.
Well, the thing is, he's looking at Lindsey, Law, and Lumpkin. Very long wing players. At that time, they were all switching on the perimeter. And when Sims gets the basketball, he's looking at 4 different Northwestern defenders in addition to the guy that's guarding him.
9 turnovers for the Cougars. The Wildcats with none so far tonight. Taphorn for 3. Green boxed out Lumpkin that time. A chance for the offensive rebound. Here's Clemmy Owens along the baseline. A wild reverse attempt. And Lumpkin the rebound. Lindsey, quick trigger from the corner. Offensive foul from Lumpkin, no, tapped out. And last touch by Northwestern.
I like the way Northwestern, they're running a sideline fast break. You've seen that a lot, where they're passing the ball at the sideline, beating the defense back. Anytime you can get some open, quick looks on the possession via the pass, that's always advantageous for your offense.
Cougars only 1 of their last 7 from the field. Chicago State right now in game 6 of a 12-game road trip. Turnover number 10. Up the floor, Law to Lindsey. The finger roll.
Yeah, the length of Northwestern, especially on the wings, is really wearing down Chicago State. Switching effectively, the communication is there. You can see this Northwestern ball club, they know how to put it on you when they smell blood. Ask DePaul, they had them down 38 in the first half.
And Vic Law is going to be whistled.
The energizing for your teammates. So you see Scotty Lindsey, the game has definitely slowed down for him, and he's picking and choosing his spots wisely.
So the numbers on Lindsey so far tonight. Here's Palmer from the baseline, and a rare 2-point field goal for the Cougars here tonight. The bulk of their offense has been from beyond the arc.
Trayvon Palmer, when he's in rhythm and is not with the shot clock running down, he's pretty effective. He's had some trouble, though, once he has the ball in his hands with the shot clock running down.
McIntosh, the floater from the baseline. Off the back iron, and the rebound comes down to Clemmy Owens. So the Cougars have a run in them here with just about 3 to go in the half.
They're giving themselves a chance. I mean, they're down 11, but the way they shot the 3 is not been bad. Nice move
there from Palmer as he's fouled off the spin. Foul is on Bryant McIntosh. That's his first. And the 4th team foul. So the first free throw attempts tonight for Chicago State. And Palmer just a 56% free throw shooter. In fact, he's not alone. The entire Cougar team really struggled in that department.
Yeah, you know what that is to me, Corey? Repetition and confidence. You can get 250 to 500 free throws up in practice. I mean, there's no reason he shoots such a poor percentage. You saw that release. There's nothing but net. He can replicate that.
Cougars out of the Western Athletic Conference 8-team league, selected to finish dead last, and a year ago did not win a single conference game. 0-14 one of two Division I teams not to win a conference game. The other, Boston College.
Look at you. Man with the numbers. I was kind of surprised that Chicago State, as hard as they play, they just couldn't get over the hump one time in conference. But that conference that they're in is so spread out that travel is pretty challenging.
Big Law now with 10. The lead is 12. 2:30 to go in the half. Palmer slithering his way through and around Skelly.
Pretty nice move by Trayvon Palmer. And he's decided that when he gets the basketball, he's going to be more aggressive offensively.
Good kick. This is Lumpkin for three. Good kick, not a great shot.
You know, I like him taking those, Corey, because at least he'll keep the defense honest. Times in seasons past where, you know, Northwestern was trying to go 4-on-5 defensively because he wasn't a threat.
Traveling violation. Another turnover on the Cougars as we go back to the drive here a moment ago from Trayvon Palmer.
It looks like there's no space right there, and he just, as you said, slithers through and gets to the rim on the finish. Got to give a shout out to my man Deion Thomas back at studio with Dave Refson today. My Illinois' all-time leading scorer. He's a fantastic player, but he's a better man.
McIntosh, an air ball off that three-point try, and now a foul on Northwestern. I don't see that too often from a guy like Brian McIntosh. And an open look. Lindsay the foul. That's his second.
Isaiah Brown coming in the game. The numbers right there for Chicago State. Seen Corey a lot of times when Chicago State tries to put it on the deck and get to the rim, the defense of the Wildcats collapses and forces a turnover. So I think they've been reluctant until recently with Trayvon Palmer.
Cougars have turned it over 11 times. The Wildcats still without a single turnover yet. And the lead is 10. Palmer in the paint, up and under, couldn't go. And there's McIntosh. Brown for three. One and done. Sims clears. Northwestern now 4 of 17. And the three-point stripe so far tonight. Surprising, considering entering this game tonight, the Wildcats the second best three-point shooting percentage in the Big Ten.
Yeah, it's just one of those nights, it seems like. And the interesting thing about college basketball is you can see Northwestern come back out in the second half and catch fire quickly.
Sims, shot clock late, another turnover. Here's Law with Brown, the bounce, and hustling back Chicago State. And it was Clemmy Owens who got back and saved an easy 2-point there for Northwestern. Again, the State Farm halftime report coming up. Stephen mentioned Deion Thomas along with Dave Repson coming up from our BTN studios. The State Farm halftime report.
Oh, I thought they had Ryan McIntosh there coming back in from throwing the ball. But defense adjusted quickly.
Shot clock, game clock nearly identical.
Well, I tell you what, Coach Collins is going to have a lot to say at halftime. That look on his face. I've known Chris for a long time. That's not going to be an enjoyable experience, trust me.
Five to shoot, 5 to play. How about that shot from Benson, and it goes. No, they're going to wave off the shot.
Wow.
NBA, that counts. College, no.
You see the bump right there. I thought he got off the ground in time. Well, I guess not. Fortunate break for Northwestern. That was a heck of a shot.
So 4 seconds to play. Here's Batson along the baseline with 2 risers, and it fell off. The tip at the buzzer will count. They're going to count it. The officials will likely take a pretty upset there at intermission.
You know, and when you look at forcing 12 turnovers and only 2 points off of those 12 turnovers, that's not taking advantage of your extra opportunity. I mean, Northwestern had 12 more shots at the basket than Chicago State, and yet this is still a single-digit game.
Here's McIntosh for three. Up top, and it goes. McIntosh was 1 of 4 from 3 in the first half.
I don't know what Coach Collins said. I could look at Vic Law, though, and I could tell that they were locked in coming out for the second half.
Jared Benson starts the second half for the Wildcats. Not unusual. Freshman inside. I see plenty of Skelly and others here in the second half. Here's Spear against Benson. Wild shot, but Benson will be whistled for the foul. And Patrick Spear will shoot 2 as we go back to McIntosh's 3 a moment ago.
Well, it's inside-out action. Whenever you can get paint touches, ooh, that's going to be close. If they look at that again, they may reverse that call. He had one of his puppies on that line there. But whenever you can get a paint touch, Corey, whether off the bounce or throwing it into the post and looking opposite, good things happen. That time, Law gets into the paint, defense collapses, he looks opposite. McIntosh has a wide-open jumper.
Just to clarify, if the officials do indeed go back and examine that, for now a called 3, they'll do so at the under-16 media timeout. Last 4 minutes of the half, any half. We'll look at it at the first dead ball, but not.
Scotty Lindsey had a chance to shoot that 3. Was able to kick it over to Vic Law, who had a better look, knowing that Vic Law loves that corner 3 shot. So heads up play by Scotty Lindsey.
Law with 13. A 50% three-point shooter. Turn play here tonight.
Well, a lot of that is he's a good three-point shooter, Corey. It's also that he's taking good three-point shots. He's not under duress.
Sims, play clock, and it goes for Fred Sims, the Cougars' leading scorer. He now has 9. Cougars not going away.
Oh, Coach Collins saying to Law, you got to get your hand up with Sims when he can pull, because Sims is going to pull from anywhere in half court. Unlimited range, neon green light.
Sims with all 9 of his points from the three-point line. And there's the first Northwestern turnover tonight, and it comes with 18:05 to play in the game.
Chicago State, they'll change defenses on you, but they're not going to pressure. So Northwestern doing a good job of taking care of the basketball. Just have to take advantage of their opportunities, which they have not done very well thus far.
It's Joshua Batson, senior from Chicago. Off the Palmer screen. Now Brian Green trying to create with 5 to shoot. This is Batson. Palmer is out of bounds. Strong defensive sequence that time by McIntosh and the Wildcats. Now that late clock's been an issue all night long for the Cougars.
Yeah, and it seems like the ball always ends up in Trayvon Palmer's hands, and he's, in my opinion, the least qualified to do something with it, because it's been 4 turnovers when he's had his hand on the ball in that situation.
Lindsey the bounce, and Benson is fouled as Wildcats broke the pressure. Brian Green and his arms draped around Benson.
Northwestern does a really good job via the pass. It looked like Lumpkin was going to be in trouble. Law kicks it out to McIntosh, over to Lindsey, and then a nice bounce pass to the big fella. Gonna have to earn it on the line.
Barrett Benson, 6'10", 240. Chris Collins saying today that at one point, as he was rounding out his high school career, he was about 50 pounds heavier than he is right now.
It's a young man that's put in serious work, and when you can do that, it takes a while to get adjusted to that new body and the speed of the game, but he's fielding admirably for Derek Barton.
Benson, he'll be an important piece, don't you think, in conference play, gaining some more playing time now with Barton out?
Definitely, because, you know, as Coach Collins talks about, you need size and depth when you're going through the Big Ten rigors.
Sims over Law. That one doesn't go. Lumpkin, another rebound. Lumpkin now with 10 rebounds here tonight. This is Lindsey for 3. And he runs down his own rebound, shooting over 2 Cougar defenders, and it goes off the glass.
A difficult angle off the glass for Lindsey. Smart job of following his shot, knowing that his release shot was going to be short. He's able to follow through with it.
Law and Lindsay have combined for 21 of Northwestern's 37. And Batson around Benson. Lindsay the rebound. McIntosh to Law, brought it down low and nearly had it tied up, but somehow muscled up the shot and it falls.
See, that's what Northwestern didn't have last year.
On the line, the officials, we had it wrong. The officials at the time scored it a 2, and that call stands. It was a 2, not a 3 for McIntosh to begin this half.
Glad you did that.
Scotch taping this thing together at times, you know?
No, you made it look easy. You see Northwestern's come out much more aggressive on the defensive end. Even though they forced those 12 turnovers, weren't able to create space and distance against the Cougars.
Clemmy Owens, the 3 right in front of the Cougar bench. The shot clock again winding down.
Coach Collins is having a fit over there because he talked to his players all shoot around about these guys can pull from anywhere in half court. And his players still have their hands down.
Stripped up out of bounds was Owens, and we'll step aside once again. There is Chris Collins, animated.
He's had 40 this year against Northern Kentucky. Peter Jock has the league high with 42 points. All those guys right there, and Vic Law on that list as well. Guys that you can give the ball to and they can make something happen. Either the shot clock running down or the game on the line.
Law with 15 tonight. This is McIntosh with 4 to shoot. And Eves goes up high for the rebound. McIntosh now 2 of 7, making 2 of 8 from the field tonight.
Eves' father, Jerry Eves, from Louisville, one of my favorite teams growing up, the Louisville Cardinals. Some of those Denny Crum years. It's always good to see the guys that you admire, see their kids playing and being able to call those games.
That would have been Freedom Hall too, right?
Yep. Yeah, it was old school, man. The Kentucky Wildcats and Louisville Cardinals fan growing up. Jerry Eves is quite a player.
Fouls on Gavin Skelly. Sims along the baseline, and the shot will not count as he's fouled before he got it off. It's on Scotty Lindsay as we look at the Sims drive.
Yeah, Chicago State's had a couple situations where it's really close if those guys could get an and one.
Sims for 3 over Lumpkin, and McIntosh the rebound.
You see, Lumpkin had a hand in Sims' face when he goes on the release. A lot of times the percentage goes down big time when you can do that.
Chicago State wanted a walk. Instead, Skelly turned it over. The second Northwestern turnover tonight. Jordan Nash will check in at the next whistle for the Wildcats. And off the fingertips, still it comes into the hands of Palmer, who works around Skelly. 12 for Palmer, and the Cougar bench is into this one tonight. It's a 9-point game.
Well, in their last game against St. Louis, they had a chance to win that one, losing by 1 point. So, saying before, Tracy Dildy's teams always play hard. They play together. You're not careful, it can surprise you.
And Eves got beat by Scotty Lindsay and then grabbed him, and Eves called for the foul as we go back to Palmer a moment ago.
Well, that's a tough move along the baseline. Avoids contact and able to finish. Lucky bounce for the Cougars, and Palmer able to convert.
16-point, 13 rebound performance in that loss to St. Louis a couple days back. So the numbers, Palmer, the last few games, and it's not just the last few games, hit the last 5 or 6, averaging a double-double. Lumpkin for 3, and Sanjay, the senior, knocks it down from the corner. His first made 3 tonight. He's got 5 points.
That's a big-time shot, in my opinion, because he had taken a couple where he didn't have success, and he elevated on that one like he knew that was dropping.
Sims the give to Palmer. Shooting over Law. Tough shot. And Trayvon Palmer, he's come to play tonight. He's up to 14.
And when you see a guy make a shot like that against good defense, there's nothing you can do.
And now we see a collision between Palmer and Law, and a blocking foul will be called on Palmer. And initially, there was really no whistle, just a collision, and the ball went out of bounds, but they do call Palmer for a foul, his second.
Yeah, that's a tough break for Palmer. I thought he was in good position there defensively. If you're not, I mean, you're not going to call anything. That's Chicago State basketball. It's a tough break for the Cougars.
Difficult pass off the deflection, and it's loose, and it's picked up by the Cougars, and a foul. And now we see a couple players needed to be separated.
You know, they a little bit upset that he's standing there answering all their questions and telling them exactly what happened.
So one more to come for McIntosh. And let's go back and look at this one more time. Very end, Simmons and Lumpkin.
Well, it's a little bit tough for us to see that right there with Rob Kuhneman right there in the way. So play on.
Sanjay Lumpkin still charged with a personal foul. A technical foul, not just the 2 free throws for the Wildcats, but also possession. A possible turning point in this game. Here's Ash for 3, and it'll be waved off as there's a whistle away from the ball, and they're going to get Gavin Skelly with a foul inside. That's the 3rd on Skelly. Now 5 team fouls on Northwestern.
See right now, Corey, back in the day, and it was way back in the day when I played, the officials would pull the teams together right now and say, guys, look, we're going to clean this up right now. If we have another situation, something chippy, we'll hit you with a technical foul, then guys play on. So we have to keep an eye on this because it seems like things are getting a little bit chippy on the floor.
Eves over McIntosh, and that goes. A wild attempt, but it goes for Anthony Eves, the sophomore from Louisville. Cougars are not going away.
And sometimes when you get a technical foul assessed against you, it kind of wakes you up a little bit and makes you play a little bit harder. Developing us against them mentality, so Northwestern's got to be careful.
McIntosh left it short. Eves the rebound. The Cougars have hit 7 threes tonight. Eves, he beats Lumpkin all the way, and it goes. 5 quick points for Eves.
Oh, and Eves woke up. Hadn't really been that aggressive all game.
And Northwestern's going to call a timeout. Chris Collins will bring his team now 7.
Well, those guys are trying to get the Cats going. They got the Let's Go Cats cheer, trying to get these Northwestern Wildcats pick it up a little bit here.
Vic Law, can he do that? That 3 spun out. Lumpkin's tap didn't go, and here's Sims with the counter.
Sims wants to shoot this.
He will over Taphorn. Sims has 12, and the Cougars are within 4.
Cougars now starting to change up the defenses a little bit. They're playing man-to-man, but now they sag back into a zone, kind of a matchup zone. So Northwestern going to have to run really solid man-to-man defense or offense here.
An 8-0 run. Lindsey short on that 3-point try. Then he's going to be called for the foul. The 3-point shooting wasn't there for the Cats in the first half, and that hasn't changed, Stephen, here in the second half.
This is just tough right there. Nathan Taphorn was in really good position. That's just better offense. Fred Sims Jr. has been able to do that on a number of occasions tonight. You know, there were no passes in that situation, Corey, so the defense is looking at it.
Look at that. Last year, 1 of 19 in the matchup between these two. Tonight, 8 of 14. By the way, Scotty Lindsey just picked up his 4th foul.
And I thought he took a rush attempt there. So it's a doubly tough situation for Northwestern.
Mike Green. Shot clock's under 10. Guarded by McIntosh. Sims again.
I think people are stunned in here, Corey. Chicago State, since that technical foul, they have played inspired basketball.
Sims with 5 threes tonight. It's a 1-point game. And now a turnover. Pass intercepted by Clemmy Owens, and the Cougars can take the lead here. Boy, you know Sims wants to shoot it, right?
Yeah, he wanted to put it up, but I thought he made a wise decision.
For the lead.
So Northwestern's got to push on the break. They've got numbers if they hurry. Good job by Chicago State getting back defensively. Right now, this is where Brian McIntosh needs to take over.
Cougars have led once tonight. It was 3-2. McIntosh doesn't go. Skelly the rebound and the putback. Skelly with 4 points to go with 4 rebounds.
Great work on the offensive glass by Gavin Skelly.
Quick 3, and the long rebound comes out to Sims. That was one of those where Tracy Dillon was like, no, no, no. Oh, ball came to us. Green from the corner. Chris Collins can't believe it. This game is tied.
You know what? Chicago State has made an adjustment on the offensive end. What they're doing is spacing the floor, letting Eves dribble penetrate, and when the defense collapses, he's kicking opposite. Northwestern got to stay at home on the shooters.
And now Law loses it. Sims spinning on Law off the glass. And a foul.
Boy, what a response by the Cougars. Ever since Deontay Simmons got that technical foul, it's almost like they woke up. And Northwestern has not been able to respond.
Meanwhile, Stephen foul trouble now mounting here for the Wildcats. Not only Scotty Lindsey 4 fouls, Gavin Skelly now with 4.
That's, you know, so now Coach Collins has a decision. You know, do you go with Barrett, the freshman, come back in the game? But, you know, this smaller Chicago State lineup may be a matchup problem for him. So we'll see what Coach Collins decides here.
See Scotty Lindsey on the bench, 4 fouls. 9 points. There's Gavin Skelly. He's going to keep Gavin Skelly in this game. Isaiah Brown checked in. It's Apple. And Chicago State with the lead, a 15-2 run. Their first lead since it was 3-2 in the opening minutes.
I like this. Now Northwestern going to some set offense. So against man-to-man, the defenses keep changing, but you can still run sound man-to-man offense.
Sanjay Lumpkin knocks it down. That's a 2 from the corner. Chris Collins said to us today, Sanjay Lumpkin, the heart and soul of this team.
And you want that, Corey. He's a senior. This guy's been here. You want him to step up in these situations.
Skelly the block. Green got it back.
And Skelly's aggressive with those 4 fouls. You got to be careful on that.
Late clock. Here's Sims. And Sims with his 6th 3 tonight. And the Cougars lead by 2.
I have to admit, Corey, I'm a little bit stunned myself. Yeah.
McIntosh nearly threw that one away, trying to feed Brown, but Sims knocked it into the Wildcat bench as we go back to this Sims 3 a moment ago.
Well, Sims is, you know, he's feeling it. He's shooting from NBA range, and that's a little unusual for guys at the college level to defend that aggressively that far away from the bucket. But when you got a guy that's that hot at hand, you got to pick him up when he comes off the bus.
Chicago State has never defeated Northwestern. Lindsey back on the floor, 4 fouls, but knocks it down to pull even at 50. Lindsey now with 11.
That's the difference between Scotty Lindsey this year and last year. Last year, he may have taken a contested jump shot. This year, he gets in the lane. Nobody can block that shot from that range. Nice decision.
So both Skelly and Lindsey on the floor right now. 4 fouls apiece as Palmer ducks it.
Yeah, Chicago State has made the adjustment on the offensive end. They are getting anything they want. Hitting threes and now getting dunks at the rim. Northwestern a little shaken here on the defensive end.
And a whistle away from the ball. This will be a foul on Chicago State. Chris Collins.
I think the Hawkeyes may have found something out. Hemsel and Isaiah Moss have really played well the last 2 games, and it's changed the complexion of their season. Those 2 guys can continue to play hard. Iowa will be an interesting opponent.
All with 15 points outside the paint, too strong. And Palmer the rebound. Chicago State this half is shooting nearly 65% from the field, and they haven't all been dunks either.
No. So a lot of them been contested threes like this one.
Here's Sims. He's human. McIntosh the rebound and the tempo. McIntosh fell off. Northwestern's bench wanted a foul. Cougars have numbers 4-on-1, and Skelly challenged, no whistle. Owens the miss, and what a missed opportunity there for Chicago State.
Yeah, what a break for Northwestern. Skelly didn't pick up his 5th foul there, challenging on the shot.
It's 4-on-1, and they leave with nothing. Lindsay also with 4 fouls. He ties it from the baseline.
Oh, that's a beautiful move along the baseline, avoiding a charge. Goes full speed and is able to stop and pop and shoot that floater. That's a very difficult shot.
Lindsay with 13. Law has 15. The only 2 Wildcats in double figures tonight. Sims with the ball for Chicago State. He's got 19, and he throws it away. It's the 14th Cougar turnover, just the second this half.
Nice up fake. He gets the defense off balance. He goes baseline. Is not going to charge. And a floater along the baseline with his frame. It's a good look. Northwestern needs to get some paint touches here. They haven't been able to penetrate this defense very well here lately.
McIntosh got it to go. Chicago State thought there was a shove as Palmer fell down. Instead, McIntosh spun around. And the high arcing shot went in. He's got 9.
That's a heck of a play on McIntosh right there. I mean, when your team needs it the most, you want your guys like Lindsay, Law, and McIntosh to step up. That's what we're seeing right now.
Sims guarded by Law. And now it's Eves. Quick first step. Left it short. Palmer the rebound. Owens off the fake for 3 in the lead. Palmer and Lumpkin battle. Palmer got it. And Chicago State still with it. And now Skelly the block on Green. Gavin Skelly, you wouldn't know that he's playing with 4 fouls.
I mean, he's challenging well, Corey. And anytime, I mean, look at this, man. These guys are throwing each other off of each other. I mean, this is hand-to-hand combat in that paint area.
Physical game. Sims spins on McIntosh. Left it short. Long. Stein for the rebound.
Sims is not doing his team any favors at these last couple of possessions. I know you got the hot hand, but you have to take better shots than that. He was off balance. Trust in your teammates.
Under 5 to play. 2-point game. Skelly, the kick out. Lindsay, extra pass for Law.
That's textbook offense right there. Inside. Unselfishness, sharing the basketball for an open look for your team's best player.
Scotty Lindsay easily could have taken that shot. Instead, 1 extra pass to Vic Law.
And the ball ends up in your best player with a wide open look.
7-0 Northwestern run. You get the feeling that Chicago State needs something positive on this trip. As Lumpkin looked at the defense there against Eves. And Eves with an offensive foul. It's going to go the other way as Sanjay Lumpkin was there defensively and maybe just a forearm to gain some space.
Well, there was a little bit of a chicken wing right there. Good break for Northwestern. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
7-0 run. Skelly's pass is tipped in. A turnover.
Well, Gavin had the right idea that time, but, you know, playing against a smaller team like Chicago State, they move quickly. So things that look open, they can close the gap pretty quickly.
Just like a whistle away from the ball, and Vic Law will be called for the foul. And that's his second and 18 fouls. So now important free throws here for Chicago State, a team that has struggled at the line again this season. Tonight they're 3 of 6. So Trayvon Palmer shooting a 1-and-1. He's a 56% free throw shooter.
And again, Corey, I don't understand why this guy is not shooting a higher percentage. He can score, he rebounds the ball well, and that just shows you right there with the follow-through. Nothing but net. His numbers could be much higher.
That looked like an 86% free throw shooter there. Some pressure applied, and Northwestern gives it right back in a one-possession game.
This is a Northwestern team, Corey, that was 2 plays away from being undefeated. They're right in the ball game at the end of the game against Butler. They get beat on a last-second shot. And they have a crucial turnover against Notre Dame. So this is a quality team that Chicago State is playing.
Skelly another block. Shot clock did not reset from the corner for 3. Eaves the miss and Skelly the rebound.
I like McIntosh in this situation. Get him isolated. Let him create. Try to get into the teeth of that defense, and he can look opposite if he doesn't have his own shot.
Finds Skelly with the reverse and the body.
Great look by McIntosh.
It's almost like Gavin Skelly has played his best basketball tonight with 4 fouls.
Yeah, he's been very aggressive. Yeah, he's been aggressive, Corey. And he acts like he's not prone to pick up his fifth. He's just doing his thing.
Lenny Owens, a tough shot. Doesn't go. Tapped out into the hands of Eaves. And it goes for Anthony Eaves. Eaves has 7. McIntosh, 6 assists. To go with 9 points. Just 3 of 12 shooting.
This matchup zone has been pretty good for Chicago State.
Now some trash talk between Sims and Lumpkin. And the officials see that, and they're going to separate the foul on Chicago State. This will be a 1-and-1 for Sanjay Lumpkin, his first free throw attempts tonight. Lumpkin with the miss, and Palmer the rebound. Before that, Lumpkin had missed only 3 free throws all year.
So now Northwestern needs to be on a string defensively. They need to be on the same page here and cut down on the penetration.
Off the crossover, Anthony Eaves, smooth. He has 9. It's a 1-point game.
And Eaves wasn't even really looking at the bucket in the first half. In the second half, he has come alive.
Chicago State has never defeated Northwestern. These two have met 10 times. All 10 have been won by the Wildcats. Under 2 to play. McIntosh projected out of bounds by Palmer, 8 to shoot.
I like that drive by McIntosh, putting pressure on the defense, getting to the rim. Just a really good defensive play by Palmer.
McIntosh with 9 points, 6 assists. McIntosh with 5 to shoot for 3, and it goes. Big time shot, big time moment, and Brian McIntosh delivers.
That's what you want from your point guard. One of the best in the conference. Got to step up when your team needs you the most. Big time for Brian McIntosh.
A difficult 3. McIntosh with 12. Palmer throws it away. Costly Chicago State turnover.
Good job of Northwestern sealing the baseline, not allowing him to get all the way to the rim, forcing that turnover. I like this. Let McIntosh create. Flatten out 1-4. They might run somebody on a high pick and roll. Let him get into the lane and cause havoc for Chicago State.
They feed Skelly. Right on cue.
Oh, you've got one of the best decision makers in the Big Ten, so you got to give him the ball and let him create for you down the stretch.
2-possession game, 50 seconds to play. Eaves from 35 feet. Come on. Anthony Eaves. Not a team with a double bonus yet. Cougars trying to set up the trap, and now Lindsay across half court in trouble and finds Lumpkin. Sanjay on the drive, got it to go.
That's an excellent decision by Lumpkin to not just take time off the clock, but to score. Be aggressive going to the rim.
The Cougars need a 3 here. Palmer over McIntosh. Skelly the rebound. Shot clock is off, and the Cougars have to foul, and they do.
The key play here, Corey, right here. Scotty Lindsey does not panic. He gets in Coffin's corner, throws over the defense to Lumpkin, and Lumpkin goes straight line drive to the rim. It's a good job of breaking pressure and scoring the basketball.
This is a 1-and-1. 18 fouls apiece. McIntosh, 2 of 2 at the line. And he steps up. Chicago State led 52-50. McIntosh, one of 3 Northwestern players in double figures. The lead is 7. Sims for 3, and Fred Sims, the Cougars not giving up yet. His 7th 3 tonight. Law in trouble, and he does get the timeout. That'll leave the Wildcats with 1. Well, Eves had
showing here on the road.
Cougars have made 13 threes, and Brian Green will foul. Scotty Lindsey, that's the 9th team foul, so still 1-and-1 here for Scotty Lindsey, who has missed only 1 free throw all year. This will be his first attempt tonight. He's 16 of 17. And you think about Lindsey, and you see Gavin Skelly, too, in the picture there. These 2 have played with 4 fouls for a long time here.
They have.
In these critical moments. A 1-and-1. And a miss. Here's Sims. You know he's going to shoot that. With 4 seconds, Palmer can't save it, and time winding down on Chicago State's upset attempt.
Coach Dildy's telling him, get back, don't foul. And you see John Gaffney, the official, congratulating Tracy Dildy on his team's performance.
Now Northwestern tested and then some here tonight at home. And the